Okay, so I finally decided to check out Matched. It'd been sitting in my watch list for a while. I was curious. Right? It is written and directed by Felix Schafer. Felix also produced the film and served as executive producer. Music was handled by Lindsay Miller. Pavel uh, Ponom Maraneko handles cinematography. Martin Shaluter was on editing duties. Uh yeah, that's all the behind the scenes information that seems to be available. Now, our cast, right? So Mary is played by Amanda Byrne. Pierce, played by Neil Byrne. So they're related or married in real life, something like that. Bill Bilwani plays Emir. Miller is played by Nathalie Blanc. Um, Nadari is played by Jordan Lee Bryant. Anastasia Chernikova plays the nanny. Jared is played by Bobby Chagani. Lisa, played by Christina Correa. Who is this? Jeff Douglas Cragen plays Quent. Jackson is played by Aaron Darko. Cherie Francis is Mara. Nabi is played by. This keeps on messing up, which is very. Dennis Gills. Daniel is. What is going on here? Days. All right, hold on, people. My computer is being a bit weird. All right, let's try this. Hold on. God damn it. Okay, let's try this. So Daniel is played by Sean Charles Gray. Jo is played by Austin James Kettlehut. The barman is played by Ma Christoph. Tanya is played by Andrea Frederico Maru. Layla is played by Nadia Marlind. Yeah, I mean, there's a load of different people in it. People, you know what I mean? So yeah, we can just leave it there. I think the gist of the film is this, right? We are exploring 16 first dates and human connections. Set in a bar, varied characters and interactions take center stage, capturing the essence of first dates, potential love, humor, and awkwardness. Right? That is the gist of this. Yeah. I don't know if it fully does it. You know what I mean? We get these dates, right? I wouldn't say they're all very different. You know, I would not say all of these dates are very different. Now, some of them, there are some, humorous parts of these conversations. The setting, the lighting, all like Felix has managed to get that kind of vibe, right? For a certain type of date. Obviously, this dates are so varied. You know what I mean? Like so many different things can be a first date. right? It's just depending on what the people involved are interested in. You know what I mean? That's why I think it makes it very difficult to actually do a film like this because, yeah, a date is so subjective. You know, what one person thinks is a great date, other people might go, "Ah, no." I mean, when I've told people about dates, they're like, yo, that's too long. You should just meet, it should just be an hour. I'm just like, yo, that's weird. An hour just feels like, what's the point? You know what I mean? So it's a very subjective thing, right? But I think when you go to a bar, a restaurant, you know, the lighting, the ambience is a lot of times a bit similar to what we see here, you know? The problem for me is it's got the Dawson's Creek effect. And what I mean with that is you have all of these people, a lot of times they do speak in very similar fashions, very similar patterns, which when you've got one person writing all of these interactions, you can easily slip into that, you know what I mean, situation. And that is the thing, because I think we have all of these dates, right? And there are people that are real rude, really fucking rude. But we're meant to believe that no one just goes, you know what? Nah, fuck you. I'm out. Right? Now, there's one where there's two guys, right? A guy sitting down, a guy turns up, looks at the guy sitting who waves at him. Then the guy waves, but then he takes a second, right? Looks at his phone. So you're obviously thinking he's looking at a dating app. And I imagine he's looking at someone and going, yeah, you look nothing like the pic. Yeah, motherfucker catfished me and left. So we have that. Now, there's other ones. There's another one where a woman is talking to a guy and he's just like, you don't look like your pic. And she's just like, oh, I don't use my own picture. Right. And again, someone's just like, oh, that makes sense. I mean, it doesn't make sense. It's weird. Right. I mean, I went on a date once with a girl and the name, she used a different name, right? And she's just, I don't want to use my own name. She used her friend's name, which I'm just like, all right. So your reason that you don't want people to, but you just put your friend out there. So if you believe everything you're saying, right, that people could do weird things, you're basically now just opened your friend up to that, right? Which is, you know, I called her out on the fact it wasn't the best of dates, right? But we don't get people really calling each other out in these interactions. There is one. Now, another thing, so many of dates are interracial, right? We don't have any, I mean, I think there's a couple of white people dating each other, but everything else, it's just, you know what I mean? I'm like, wait, so you're saying two black people couldn't date, aren't looking to date each other, two Asian people aren't, two Indian, two, you know what I mean? It's just like out of all of these interactions, it's just going to be into like it just seems weird, right? And dishonest. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there's one when the guy says to the girl, oh, you're okay with, like, says to this black girl, you're okay with slavery, then it's just like, oh, where are you from? And she's like, Manchester. But where are you from? And we all know what that means, right? And she's just like, but what about you? She's like, oh, I don't like that question. Now, you you you're telling me she's not gonna fucking leave? Like, what the fuck? Right? There's, I mean, there's another one again, like a few of these dates, the guys are kind of shitty to the girls, but the girls are just like, oh, okay, I'll stay. Oh, I'll kiss you. You know what I mean? And it was just weird, right? You might get away with that once, right? Because, people are, some people got low self-esteem, all of that kind of thing. But every scenario, you're playing exactly the same, right? You need to, in a situation like this, you need for some of the dates just to boom, go go completely to shit straight away, and someone to leave, right? Not for them to be like, oh, you're not my type, and then end up like lipsing up the person, right? Or just doing things, be like, oh, I don't like doing that. Be like, yes, you would. And they'd be like, okay, I'll do the thing. And you just, it's bizarre, right? It is kind of bizarre, right? A dude's telling this girl that she's, you know, a 5, right? And she's shit and all of these things, but then come fuck me in the toilets. And she does, you know what I mean? There's too much of that, right? It doesn't feel realistic. A lot of these interactions, you can tell these aren't dates, right? And for the most of them, they're not, you can tell they're not dates, right? And I think, again, you need it to be believable. We need to buy in that these are dates, right? Even if it's kind of a vibe like, that TV show First Dates, right? Something like that, or Love is Blind, Married at First, even if it's a vibe like that, but you gotta feel, but with these, there's a lot of stilted language, right? The flows of the conversations are like, wait, what's my line? Oh shit, yeah. I like your hair. Thank you. Or I had it done today. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel natural, right? It feels like these people are reading off scripts. And that just completely ruins the flow, right? Ruins the flow, ruins the vibe, you know? So yeah, I was curious, but I can see what Felix is trying to do, you know what I mean? And I just, yeah, don't think he fully accomplishes it, right? Because there's too much samey here, right? So we're not really getting this interesting tapestry of human interactions, right? We're not really seeing a varied spread of people and archetypes, right? Where, oh yeah, these people are acting completely crazy, right? There was one where the woman doesn't talk, right? And it's a situation, right? And I'm just like, I mean, because the gist was she's nervous, which is fine. But I'm just like, non-verbal community, she could nod, right? She could wink, there's other things she could have done, right? So it didn't make any sense. There was another one where I kind of felt that maybe the woman was deaf, right? And again, there is other ways to communicate, right? You could bring a pad with you and write things down and be like, sorry, I'm shy, or I've got a quiet voice and it doesn't project in loud venues. You know what I mean? Can we do this way? Can we, like, there's other things you can do. And like, you're not going into the situation not knowing this is what happens to me in these environments. So you would mitigate that, right? You would bring something along. You would give someone the heads up, because it's not like they couldn't have said online, be like, I'm so fucking nervous. Can you bear with me? Or whatever. And that's what, yeah, it's that's where this falls down for me anyway. I can't really think of other films that show a myriad of different dates, right? I mean, obviously, there's the speed dating scene in 40-Year-Old Virgin, which which is so fucking hilarious, right? Oh my days, that's so funny. Yeah, I can't really think. There's dating films like Meet Cute and stuff like that, which, you know, again, not crazy realistic. So I guess if you liked Meet Cute, you might like Matched, right? But I guess if you want to try and look at something that is trying to explore human nature, human connection in the dating sphere, right? If that is of interest to you, then maybe Matched will be as well. So it's available all over the place on all your favorite VODs. Links are on the website. If it sounds like it's for you, people, go check out Matched.